per here where I'm circling. We're going to be checking those out and destroying it. And then final task of this mission is to go and hunt down a submarine, operating submarine in the Persian Gulf here. So that's about where we are at the moment. Thanks again for the guys who watched my video in part one. That was great. And we'll carry on. Cheers. So now we've detected and destroyed that target. I might move the P3 over here into the strait, into the Persian Gulf to help the other P3 to find the submarine.
Roger, turn 274. On station.
I might send this AWACS back to base because he's no longer required because we have another one operating up there in the northwestern corner of the Persian Gulf.
Roger, RTB. MCON, secure all emitters. Radar eye. Roger, go to altitude. Roger, Buster.
So it'll be probably a couple of minutes here. Weapons engagement range. So we'll keep an eye on that for the moment. So I just thought I'd run through a quick thing on specs for computers for playing this game. I have an old system. It's an i7-4790K with 32 gig of DDR3 and a 1080 Ti. So yes, you have to make a few sacrifices with your video settings because the actual recommended settings are quite high. But it still looks overall quite nice even with the lower settings. So don't let that put you off. If you think you need a mainframe computer to run it, you don't. But what I try to do with my missions here is I try to keep as many minimal assets on the map and the mission editor, just to try and keep things stable and perform a little bit better. I have seen some YouTube videos where they have hundreds of units in it, which would absolutely kill my computer. So I try to keep mine minimal as to what you need to get the mission done, and I think that's the best way to do missions in this game. But yeah, if you have any questions as well, just put them in the comments and I'll try and answer as best I can. Especially when it comes to the triggers and things like this in the game, they can be a little bit convoluted, but once you understand what they can do and what they can do for you, it's fairly simple. I'm just doing a check here too. So when you highlight the aircraft of interest, it gives you a blue circle here. So this is its maximum range for fuel. So we've got to keep an eye on that as well with the aircraft in the air. Once it starts getting a little bit low, that's why you keep them at high altitude and low speed, just try and extend it. So yeah.
Roger, turn 015.
And we'll go down and have a look at our Nimitz aircraft carrier. Looks pretty cool, the model. So at the moment, there's only 2 operating lifts here from the under decks, but apparently there are some mods that We'll clear the deck here with all this stuff, and it'll actually activate 4 lifts so you can get more aircraft launched in a shorter time. I haven't used mods yet because I think whilst this is an early access and they're still doing beta testing and whatnot on it, it's best to keep it in its standard form. Got a few sailors in the back here having a bunger. Pretty shallow in here as well. You can actually see here when you select the vessel, you'll see here the keel, it's 250 feet to the seabed. So you've got to be mindful of that when you're maneuvering your ships around an area that has fairly low level sea, especially submarines as well, because you don't want to send them deep and they'll hit the bottom. This is basically my final test of this mission. I will be throwing this up on the Steam Workshop at some point as well for other people to play. So just keep an eye on the Steam Workshop and you may see it turn up in the next few days. Might get this other Tycho up here to just investigate this other trawler, give him something to do. All right, well, watch this E3 land. Sorry about that. I think I've noticed too on YouTube videos that I understand content, you need to keep it fairly short, but I see a lot of people fast forwarding these missions in game. I'm not really a big fan of that. I like to play it one for one, um, just so it gives you something to watch and you give yourself a bit more time to play it. But I understand if it's a long mission. So you can see out there to our left-hand side, that's Dubai. Flying over it, it actually doesn't have all the big buildings and the stuff that they have out in the ocean, but it's a pretty cool model though for this game. Oh, looks like we're on finals. I think that's one good thing about this game, you got to soak in the atmosphere. You took that turn a bit wide. And the gear's coming out. Gear's coming in hot. Nice. Looks like those harpoon launchers back there on the stern was a bit of an afterthought. I think most the modern warships these days have them in vertical launching tubes, whereas these ones are just being bolted on the back. This ship also has a helicopter aboard it. The hangar deck's just there. those that don't really know these ships, this big bulb on the bottom of the aircraft, that's its passive sonar. So this ship also can do ASW ops as well. I always thought that these ships were actually purely air-to-air, but I was wrong. All right, we're almost getting there. Yeah, so if any of the viewers are here, comment if you've actually ever worked on this ship. So this one's the Valley Forge, and the other ship I put in this game is the Ticonderoga. So yeah, if you've ever been on these ships, as doing whatever you needed to do, that'd be great.
Engage track 7006. Roger, RTB.
Okay, that's interesting. RTB was called, but I don't remember issuing that command. Let's say maybe one of the aircrafts are getting close to bingo fuel. Yeah, looks like probably what it is, so we'll send him back as well.
Roger, RTB.
And the Valley Forge should momentarily be firing at its target, so sit back here and watch the fun. So a bit of a quiz for you guys while I wait for this mission launch. Where was Valley Forge used in one of the Hollywood movies? And if you answered National Treasure, it was the password for the lady in the museum, you'd be correct.
Bulldog away. Track 7006.
All right, there we go. Got a missile launch. It's going to take a little while for this missile to get to its intended target, but I think what I'll do is I'll call it once this missile's taken out a spy ship.
Roger. Turn 090. Contact faded. Track. Roger. Turn 160. Surface search on. Radar eye.
Alright, so we might put this cap to bed as well, so send them back to base.
Roger, RTB. Roger, RTB.
Oof, geez, got a bit close there. Okay, I'll just put the cap up again for the Nimitz group, and we're about halfway there for the missile to the target.
On station.
You see they got the old Hammett fuel tanker there. That is to show you the markings on the Harpoon missile there. So the yellow band is for the warhead, and the brown band at the back that indicates the rocket motor or the engine. That's I think that's what these things use as an engine. That looks like our target out in the distance there. You can just see a fine plume of smoke.
On station. New surface contact detected.
All right, so that missile looks like it didn't hit the target. Interesting. All right, guys. Well, I'll leave this mission right here. We'll come back for part 3. We'll re-engage that target, and then we'll start going looking for that submarine. So, thanks for tuning in, and as always, take it easy, and I'll see you next time. Bye.